Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Indulge Better Living. This is our very first episode and we have a very special guest with us to start this new segment. We have with us none other than Chef Regi Mathew. Welcome Regi.
Hi Edison.
Hi. Regi is a very dear friend of mine and apart from being a top chef, who gave us Kappa Chakka Kandhari, which has been rated among the top few restaurants in the country for over a year now. He's a fantastic human being. So, Regi, where did it all start? When did you realize that you're going to become a chef?
In childhood, as usual, all kids be behind moms. When you have a craving for food, you be behind and just pestering them, disturbing them every time, saying I'm feeling hungry, get me something. So I used to be like that. So I used to help mom a lot, and when she's not there in the kitchen, I go there and try something and burn all the utensils and make a mess of the kitchen. So I used to get a lot of shoutings from her for that too. But I used to help her, small work which I could do because I used to like it. So then later stage, did the college studies and did the graduation in chemistry, and till that period, not very keen on taking because never knew that this is the profession which I'm going to go into. But after completing the degree, then thought about joining hotel management, and that's the time I understood the kind of urge which I had in me, and I felt it's the right time for me to get onto it. And first 2 years in the college, it was just like that. But the third year, and I got a lot of inspirations and support from my colleagues as well as the teachers. And probably that's the time I realized that I also have a little chefness in me.
Well,
and then and joined in Bangalore, Taj West End.
Okay.
I was there for almost 8 years, and I specialize in Thai food to start with. So used to be a restaurant called Paradise Island. So
yes, I remember that. Yes.
So I was lucky enough to be in that place. Work with some great chefs, and so because that time there were only 2 Thai restaurants in India. One was Thai Pavilion in Bombay and one in Bangalore, Taj West.
Yeah.
So,
and then I think you moved to Chennai, right? And
year 2000 I moved to Chennai. Then came down, joined with Ms. Mahadevan and started Benjarong.
Yes.
That was the first standalone restaurant or first Thai restaurant in Chennai.
Yeah.
And then later,
that was fantastic. In fact, I think I first ran into you at Benjarong, and I remember you had your own little twist to some of those dishes, right? Can you tell us something about that?
What usually I do is when I see a food or any dishes, I try to understand the dish the way I could understand, and then I reproduce it. So it is it's an earnest effort from my side to understand and do justice to the food which I see and produce the way I have seen it. So I can actually explain what is that I understood from that. So before opening that, I was in Thailand for some time, worked with a lot of great chefs and also with a lot of home chefs to understand, not only the commercial part of the restaurant, but how the food, is consumed at home. So that's how Benjarong is created. Then later stage, a couple of restaurants, Zara Tapas Bar, then Ende Kerala,
yes,
Japan, and some projects like that. So these are very close to my heart, and the projects really did very well. And later stage, I moved on to to start. I wanted to get into research on the cuisine of my own, the cuisine where I've grown up. So because after some time you realize that it is time for you to get on to the cuisine and see. Otherwise, what happened is the cuisine what we have enjoyed, it will it will lose us. Like, people may not even like give that kind of importance to it, and like, everybody gets into the new cuisine and go on. So that's why I thought, like, do some research on it. And also I joined MTR as a consultant for the Center of Excellence.
Okay.
And that is something which is happening along with that. And during this 7 or 8 years, when we were after moving out from Benjamin, so I was just getting on to understand like the nuances of ethnic cuisine.
Okay.
And
so that's how Kappa Chakka Kandhari came to be. Is it? Is that?
That's another story. Like, when I came to Chennai, like how I met you, I have some good friends in Chennai, like John Paul and Augustine. So one day we were just having a chat, and we're just thinking about like the olden times and the nostalgia of like the food what we used to have, and like everybody started praising about the food what each one of their mothers have made. So we said, okay, anyway, like enough time is there, let us just go for an exploration. So we went to John's house in Trichur, Augustine's house in Kannur, and my house in Trivandrum. And we went there, and our moms are very happy to see all of us, and like they created a spread of food. So we enjoyed, and we understood, like the each one of us, like the house, the food what has been created has so much of variety. So then we spoke to our moms, like we have, like that's the time we thought, like why not we bring this concept on board, so that a lot of people can try, and they can really feel proud about the food what they used to have in their childhood. So we told our moms, like just put us on to 10 of your very close friends in your school times. He said, like we don't want your new friends, we want your school time friends. So they put us on to their school time friends. So we went and met them. See, just imagine, like your mom's friend's place, you are going as your, like they, for them it is like, oh, my best friend's son is coming, and like like they treat us like their own kids. See, because when you get into this ethnic recipes, there is see, it is very important that the person who tells a recipe, it should be something like a story. So why it has been done, what has this been done, and without missing any important factors on it. And like we went to like 10 of our each mom's friends. So we got around 30 moms from Kasaragod to Trivandrum.
Wow.
We went to each houses and spend time with them. Once they're comfortable with us, the first thing what I do is like just get into the kitchen. Like any help I can do, I can grate some coconut for you. See, that's the way, like we got very close with them. And so when they were cooking, we were watching, like what is being done, how it is being done, and some stories in between, like why you are using kodambuli at this time, or why you are using peppers at this time. See, because though it is all unwritten rule, there are certain kind of systems which they follow. Like first they have to crackle the mustard, then they have to do shallots. So all these things has some kind of way of doing it. So they have their own versions for that, which we started noting it down. And where you get the ingredients, like so they say, like for example, now when we went to Kottayam, so predominantly the food was mainly on tapioca and meat and kind of thing. So I understood like the food what they have on a regular basis is like a lot of tapioca in their menu. So when we found out, like though tapioca is available everywhere in Kerala, but this particular place, the best tapioca comes from. So because tapioca grows on paddy field, it grows on high range, it grows on little terrain. So little terrain, what happens is like never the water stays there, so the tapioca has a better flavor. So that's how we identified each ingredient what goes very well with where it is originated from. So that is something which we have done. So along with that, our fathers of the house, they also want to contribute something. So they said, there is a good curry shop nearby, and you must go and try the fish curry over there, or like, something like that. So we visited close to around 265 houses. So, we met, because these 30 aunties, amachis, they also, refer to people who are there in that each region and say, no, you should go there and try this dish over there. So like that, we went there, we tried. And in fact, almost 3 years we spent going around and understanding the nuances, the ingredients, the eating habits of people. And it was really, really an interesting, and after 20 years being in the field, it was great eye-opener. And the information what I gather was I think more than 800 odd recipes we collected. So it was a great experience, And that is the time we understood the treasure what we have in our own cuisine. It's not only Kerala cuisine, every cuisine has this kind of treasures. You have to really get into it and understand. And then, probably create concepts like this.
Yeah, I think this is fantastic. So this whole, when I was in Kerala, I came across this one restaurant called Kappa Chakka.
Yes.
I don't know if you in Cochin.
Yes.
Yeah. So I asked around a little bit about the restaurant, and they said, all the food that you get here are, is the kind of food that you get in toddy shops.
Okay.
And apparently, toddy shops have the best food in Kerala. So this shop was giving you food from toddy shops minus the toddy. So families could go and enjoy this this kind of food. I've been to that restaurant and it was just amazing. I mean, the spices. It was very spicy food, and not too many of my friends from Bangalore could actually handle it. But is that something there? I mean, that toddy shops actually make some very good food.
So I'll give out one more secret. See, we visited around 75 toddy shops also during our visits. So
there you go.
So it was a great experience. See, the thing is, toddy, the taste is same everywhere.
Correct.
Toddy cannot be different. So the only differentiating factor is the quality of food.
Yes.
And the variety of food what you give. And toddy shop gives excellent food, and the quality is fresh. After 2 drinks, everybody becomes critics. So you have to better you give good food. And the toddy drinkers who come to the toddy shops, they are regulars. So they come every day. So even if there is a small change in the taste, they can easily find out and tell you this is not the right one. So, and also this toddy shop employs a lot of housewives around the place. Plus there are cooks who are associated with the toddy shop.
Okay.
And this toddy shop cooks are they're like privileged guys over there, So because they are the critical people in the toddy shop. And toddy shop cook is always treated with that kind of respect. And a lot of toddy shop, there are a couple of toddy shop where the same cook goes to 2-3 shops and make the curry. So they make limited portion, and once it gets over, it's over. Because they don't have the method of preserving it or storing it in refrigerator, nothing. Once they know the amount of food, the toddy which is going to come, and with relate to that, how much food need to be made, they make it, and once it gets over, it gets over. And they get mainly when you go to any toddy shop, you don't find any ingredients which is rare in that locality is used over there. Whatever is common in that place, you can find a lot. When you go to a high range, you may have more of meat. And when you go to something which is near to the backwaters or near to the seashore, you can find a lot of seafood. So you can, and the food is so tasty.
Yes.
So what we did is when we did our restaurant Kappa Chakka Kandhari, so we have taken some of the toddy shop cooks and some home cooks and ammachis along with us. They said they'll give you recipe. They said, Regi, I can give you recipe. I said, Andy, I don't want recipe. I want you to be with us. See, that gives a difference, So I don't. It is more we didn't want to make a commercial food. We still wanted to make the food what is made at home. So the most important ingredient what they use is the love and passion and the food what they make for the loved ones. So we follow the same system here, wherein we have different kitchen. One kitchen is exclusively for them because they need to make in their own way. Like, we don't ask them to tune to any kind of commercialization. So the food is not made in big batches; it is all made in small batches. Because if I go and tell my Amachi that, okay, now Amachi, 50 people are coming for lunch, you make food, she will throw me out of the house. But at the same time, if I take 5 chicken and go and give it to Amachi and say, can we make some curry? She'll happily make it. So that is the same concept. We don't expose them to the restaurant, the crowd and all the things we don't expose. We tell them and you come and you make this much food. You make 2 times, 3 times, whatever is it. That's all. And another thing what I do is I don't allow the same person to make more than 3 or 4 dishes. Because the moment you make more than 3 or 4 dishes, there will be some kind of commonality which may come in. So which I wanted to avoid. So we kept different groups of people for different food, and they are from that particular region.
That's fantastic. So during this lockdown, are they still with you, or have they gone back?
See, some of them we have sent them back, and some of them are staying with us because we provide accommodation very close to our restaurant, so that now we can take control of them. So everything is being taken care, their food is taken care, and their well-being is taken care, and it's all very very close vicinity of our place.
So during this lockdown, have you gotten closer to your kitchen? Have you been experimenting?
I can't go away from my kitchen because that is so close to my heart. So, as I told you, we have collected more than 800 recipes. So, a lot of recipes I was just trying it in the kitchen, trying to understand, how it can be recreated for the restaurant, and trying a lot of food.
Great. So, there's a huge debate about COVID-19 being transmitted through food. What is your take on that?
See, as for me, the WHO, the World Health Organization, has said food is the virus is not transmitted through cooked food. So probably the packing and other things could be a medium for transmission, but not through food. I don't think it can transmit through cooked food. So what we have done is during this lockdown period, see, we don't have a delivery model in our Kappa Chakka restaurant. Kappa Chakka Kandhari, we don't have delivery. So, but there is a need for a lot of guests. They all started calling up and saying see, because they believe in the quality, and see, because today a lot of people look at the quality and the way they do it, and a lot of people have certain kind of confidence which is built over a period of time. And we also thought let us just start a delivery model. So we at the same time we didn't want to compromise on our belief on using the ethnic ingredients and other things. So what we did is we have made a menu with ingredients locally available and familiar food, which is everyday people are looking for. This is the kind of things which we have made in a smaller format, and the menu is also not a very elaborate menu. It is a small menu, and then the productions are starting from receiving, we follow that SOPs. Though everybody have this SOPs in place, we started documenting that too. From the time the vendor comes, the product which is being taken inside, then it goes through the different stages, and even in the cooking time, every area we follow that strict norms which is being advised by the government. So, and after that, it is packed very well and sealed and put in a different cover and send it through whichever the mode of transport, and a lot of people comes and takes it from here.
Okay.
We also advise them what they should do when the food comes home.
Okay.
So because there is a secondary envelope which is there, they can actually discard that cover from the moment they receive it. First thing what they should do is they should empty this into the serving containers in the house, which is already being sterilized and kept, and discard all these containers which is come. See, it is not that the containers are not done. Even during the transit, is there any chance of somebody touching or something like that. That's why we advise very clearly, you put it into your serving dish and then discard everything, wash your hands and come and enjoy the food the way you used to have it earlier. So there is no fear in anybody's zone. People are very happy, very confident, and very happy to order the food from us.
So, Regi, you must be really missing all your ingredients from Kerala. You like to get your coconuts from Thrissur, tapioca from Kottayam, fish from Parur backwaters. So, are your cooks protesting? How are you managing?
Okay, so when we made this delivery menu, what we have done is we have made the menu with ingredients which is locally available. So we are not gone for our the regular restaurant menu, because it's very important for us to use the ingredients what we source from Kerala. So we have tied up with some of the farms which is nearby, near to Chennai, and whatever the ingredients we are getting from there, that is what we included in our menu. So cooks are happy. I'm happy.
Adjustments to your recipe, or did you have to make any minor adjustments?
No, we are not change any recipes, because the menu itself is totally different. We never used to have biryani in our menu, but the delivery menu is we do have biryani. We do have dishes like that. So it is the common food what everybody is looking for.
Okay.
Not exotic dishes, because it needs you need to have that certain ingredients. So we are not.
Post the lockdown, Regi, what are the measures that you will be taking? I hear Bangalore is opening up now, and you must be looking at opening your restaurant there. Maybe it's not immediately, maybe a couple of weeks or month down the line. So, what is Kappa Chakka Kandhari of the future? What's it going to look like?
Generally the restaurant industry is impacted very badly, like other industries. But we have to come out with some solid solutions. There is no point in that's what we are going to do. We are not going to rush into opening the restaurant, but we need to put our logistics in place. We need to get the ingredients coming from Kerala the right time, the right way, and we wanted to assess what the government is going to advise us in terms of what are the norms to be followed. So once everything is we understand the whole model, only after that we will be looking into opening the restaurant. But even when we open, we will probably I'm sure that there will be a lot of advices which will be coming from the health department and the government, which we are definitely going to put in place.
Okay, so it's going to be a while before you actually open your shutters to the public, right?
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. So, Regi, just a question. A lot of people have been talking about the medicinal properties of Indian food. Do you take that into consideration when you cook?
The thing is, at Kappa Chakka Kandhari, we are we got a lot of information from our Ammachis in Kerala. So it's just as I told you, during our being in their kitchen, they used to tell us for example, let us take gooseberry. So they say gooseberry is really, really good. It has less calories, but it has a lot of fiber in it. It is a pack of nutrients, and which is good for controlling the blood sugar. It is also to protect the brain. See, that is how they used to convince their grandchildren to eat gooseberry and all. So these are the information which we have. So we say we go with the stories which has been passed on to us by our grandmother. Another thing is Kodambuli. So Kodambuli is that it's commonly known as Malabar tamarind, and some places they call it as kokum, and it is slightly different from the Goan Mangalorean kokum. It is it's a fruit, same, I think it's from the same family. And this is really good for detoxifying the body, strengthen the bones, and also to lose weight. This is these are some important nutritive health benefits which is told by our moms. And pepper is king of spices, which again has a lot of antioxidants. So I think a lot of our Indian food has spices, and spices has lot of medicinal values. So we strictly go with that approach, and which I'm sure that without doing in-depth assessment on each nutritive value of ingredient, it is generally gives a great immunity and good medicinal value for the food.
Yeah. So, you were already doing this, before, this pandemic set in. So, post the lockdown, and hopefully restaurants open and things get better soon, do you think you might want to add a little bit more of these dishes? Maybe an extra strong rasam, or a crab curry with a little bit more turmeric or something.
Even my mouth is watering now.
Yeah. So
definitely, we are working on it. So as I told you, we have a lot of recipes which we are trying to find out. What is the best suitable recipe for our kind of. Plus, we are also going to serve this. Padimugam. Padimugam is basically is East Indian rosewood wood, or it's called saffron wood.
Yeah.
So that water is generally had in Kerala during meal. So we are going to serve that along with the normal water. So people, if they prefer to have that, that is going to be there. And also, we are going to give a small welcome drink, which is made with gooseberry. Which anyway, I have it here. I'm going to have a sit down.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Okay.
So this is made with gooseberry, lemon, mint, and honey.
Oh, that's great. Can you just take us through the process? I mean, you.
So it's very simple. We take the gooseberry and put it in water for half an hour, and after that we wash it nicely and take it out.
Okay.
And for probably 5 gooseberry, you can take 100 tablespoon of lime juice.
Okay.
And 100 tablespoon of honey, and 5-6 mint leaf. Put on the blender and just blend it. That's all. It's very simple.
Yeah. And this gives you your vitamin C and your.
It has vitamin C.
Boosts your immunity.
Yeah, that's true. So this is something which we wanted to give it as a welcome drink.
Yeah, that's great. And thank you so much for the recipe.
You should try it out.
Yeah, of course we'll try it out, and I'm sure all our viewers will also try it out. So moving on from lockdown and Kandhari to Regi, the man, every person might have a hobby, and you have a hobby where you collect old utensils, antique utensils. When did you start that, and how many have you collected?
I have a lot, in fact. So nowadays, when I go to any of my relatives' house, they're all little scared. This guy is going to come and take it. They go around, they cannot say no. And I used to collect starting from the small measuring what do you say?
Those measures, the small measures.
So I have everything has been displayed in my place. So because it gives a little happiness to see what all and some of the utensils are so good, and the craft work on that and all these things are really interesting for me. I might have something very interesting. I do have a brass.
Yes.
Yeah, some of the collections is there.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Pounding when you do it in this pestle and mortar, actually it gives you gives a special way.
Okay. Do any of your guests ask to come and see it? I mean, do you take them around your office and show them some of these?
Yeah, I have a great collection of books with me, because from the time I joined the hotel industry, every month I used to buy, when the salary comes, one book is something which I used to buy. And that I follow even now. Though everything is there on the internet, but I still like to buy a book. And when you have free time, just flip through that and see the images and just go through the recipes. It gives you a great happiness. So books are my weakness.
Yeah. So we have a little surprise for you, Regi.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we have a guest on the show. You have no idea who it is. So just hang in there while we invite him on board. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we have with us a surprise guest. Regi has no clue who it is. We have with us Muhammad Siddiq, Chef Sid, as he's popularly known here in South India, and he used to be Regi's lecturer at IHM, and has been instrumental in. Welcome, Regi. We have a surprise for you. Say hello to your lecturer and dear friend Sid.
Namaskaram, sir.
Sir, so hi.
He is the man who made me get into this.
Yeah.
If anybody says it is a mess, he is the man.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all the crimes I have done, please blame him.
Yeah. So we want to know, something about that. Sid, what was Regi like as a student?
So I was actually, ever since you told me this yesterday, I was actually trying to recollect those days because it happened way back. And if you don't know, Regi is a very old man. Okay, not his teacher. So it actually goes back to 1990, right, Regi? 91.
Yes, that's true. 90 to 93.
1990, 91 is when he joined. Yeah. So I remember Regi as one of those Yankee-looking, tall, he still had his glasses on those days. And I personally felt, now since I was thinking about it, and I'm very sure what was in my mind, he was not really not too sure in his first year, not too keen even up till his second year. But I definitely remember seeing the change in the second year, because I think first year sometime, I'm sorry, I'm being very open. Did I throw you out of my class? Did I? Or I don't know.
I see, I was a backbencher, so you didn't get a chance.
Throw me out. Okay. So Eddie, I think you must have kind of decided on this career maybe towards the end of second year.
Yes.
Yeah. So because I remember seeing the difference, and I remember telling Karthi that this boy is really changed and he's showing a lot of interest. But having said that, Eddie, Regi always was a very hardworking and a very sincere person, right from day one.
Even now.
Even now. I'm sure it has only increased. So even from those days, he was somebody whom we will definitely call if there is some serious work had to be done. Because he was definitely in one of the 10 or 12 names that we would recommend, we would recall, we would call if some work has to be done. So that Regi always had that character. And as a chef, I can tell you, other than next to passion will be those two qualities, which you 100% need. You need to be dedicated, you need to be sincere, and you need to have that urge to do things. Only then you can actually become a chef. So that I remember. Yeah.
So what about you, Regi? What are some of your favorite memories of college and in classroom with Sid?
See, the thing is, he comes and do a briefing and say, give the menu and say, these are the things you need to make for the day. And the moment he goes out, we all gather together, then share the work together. I share the works and just put together things. When he comes back, there'll be products which is being made. For example, a consomme soup. Somebody will be making a good consomme. We go and seal the consomme and put it on the table. Which I have not told him, we used to do that. But the second thing is the best moment, or the best thing which I remember about his class is when he took the class on different cuts of meat. Even now it is there in my mind as if butcher standing in front of me and just explaining. And it is amazing class it was. Not only me, even my friends, they all talk about him the way he comes to the class. he just comes as if he's just coming for just a chat. Like, he never have any books or notebooks, nothing. Just come to the class, and then it's like 1 hour of lot of fun, and we never felt that it was a classroom session. It's more like an interactive session.
We had more fun outside the class too. I said we had enough fun outside the class too. Eddie, I was only some 26 years old those days. So, I was more like these guys. So yeah, we had a very, very different kind of an equation, especially with Regi's batch. Yeah, I remember. Regi, any other memories? Because I remember we going for the chef's competition.
We had
a very important thing, yeah.
That is one great memory we had, because we went for this culinary competition in Lucknow. So I think that is the first time. Like, we were the first batch. So Chef Siddiq and 2 of my other friends, 3 of us, 4 of us went there, and we had excellent competition. More than that, we were the guys who are not tense at all. Like, everybody was tense, thinking about what they should do, what kind of presentation to do. Like, we are all chilling down, thinking how. See, that is one thing he used to say. Don't get worried and don't get planned and get into it. When you go there, you will find something, and then your imagination should get on. Another great incident I remember is we did an outdoor painting in
Kunur. Yeah, I remember that.
So, that was a shivering cold time. We were sitting there and peeling the kurka, the Chinese potato. Putting all the Chinese potato in a gunny bag and beating how we used to beat the clothes in the at home, and that was a great memory. And
I remember the dog. I remember chasing the dog because he took the chicken.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that. So that is one thing I always remember whenever I do an outdoor catering. Please ensure that place there are no dogs or they cannot come in. Otherwise, when you cut the meat, somebody will come and go.
Yeah.
But a lot of years in an IHM column, a lot of great memories.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Sid, you must have been a guest at Kappa Chakka Kandhari several times since it's opened. What has your experience there been like?
You know why, Eddie? Like Regi, his partners are also very good friends of mine. So I've been with them right from the time of when this thought started in John's mind about this Kappa Chakka Kandhari. I know, so I can never experience it from a very guest point of view. But having said that, because I will never be able to sit there and go through that experience as a guest. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I've known it from the time the entire thought process started. So, but see, I will tell you, I think the success factor, the main reason why KCK is what it is now, is 2. One is the first thing that I said. These 3 guys, especially Regi being the chef who created the menu, who is maintaining the food quality and all that. I think one is their passion. They're very, very, very dedicated. You will never see 3 people spending so much time, energy, and such sincere effort to set up a place. So that, I think, is the main thing. Second is the kind of research I think Regi has done, because I know, because 2-3 times I was also invited to go with them for one of their toddy shop visits, because these guys used to come to Kerala, and every time I used to get an invitation. Hey, we are in Cochin and you keep yourself free and we will go here. And they used to be all toddy shops. So I think I went only once, or I never went at all. But I know the kind of work, the base work, the foundation work that's gone into each and every dish. I know that they source chili powder from a particular place, they buy coconut oil from a particular place, their meat, curry meat comes from Kottayam, the beef comes from, so that's the kind of work that they've done. So obviously KCK has to be a success, there is no doubt about it. And these 3 guys are very dangerous fellows because I've also been with them to Sharjah to do a festival. If we tell you what happened, you will faint. I've been with them to Bangalore 2 times to do, these are all before KCK happened. these were the trial run. The kind of thing that these guys have done is unbelievable. I don't have the guts to do such stuff. So yeah, so KCK will always be a success.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to. Yeah, no doubts about it.
So you look very proud. So can we say you're proud of your student?
Of course, yes. Regi is because
I just want to interrupt and add something. See, we been able to perform like this because we know we have the backing of people like you.
Yeah, that's good to know too. Yeah. I'm very. It is a really proud and happy moment, and it gives you immense satisfaction. See, my career as a teacher lasted only for 5 years, but in that 5 years, I was able to create, or I was in some way or in whatever little percentage was able to contribute to somebody like Regi's life is a great thing to know. It's a great thing to know. Yeah. Maybe in whatever way I influence, I don't know. You ask him. But yeah, it is. I've also had a lot of bad influences, what I know.
Yeah, but that's just amazing, amazing to know. And thank you so much for your contribution in Regi's life, and thank you, Regi, for all the efforts that you.
Yeah. I'll just add one more time. Now we have done a role reversal. I think it is me who calls him all the time for more help now. I even call up for anything that I know that I can always count on him, and he's always been very helpful. So the role is reversed a little. I'm more dependent on him now.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, that's amazing to know. It's so nice to see the camaraderie that you guys share. Thank you so much for being on our show, Sid. Thank you so much, Regi. Thank you for taking the time out. Thank you so much for Kappa Chakka Kandhari. We'll definitely chat more once lockdown opens. But till then, thank you so much.